My name is Paul Wolliver. I'm the owner of Pinellas Power Products, and this is the demo video for my extended run fuel tank kits for generators with the Ratto 149cc engine, and that would include the Generac 3300i, the Craftsman 3300i, and there's a rumor that DeWalt will come out with one, and Stanley is coming out with one as well. For the purpose of this video, I will be using the Generac 3300i. The first question I usually get from customers is, with your kit installed, can I still use my stock tank? The answer is yes, you can still use the stock tank. I'll go ahead and show you how it all works. Start off with, the kit is going to include everything that's already installed in the generator, and find out all the details on that, you'd watch my installation instruction video. It'll also have an additional quick disconnect coupler that you put into the remote tank. And it'll have a hose to connect the remote tank to the generator. The hose that connects the remote tank to the generator will have an arrow on the prime bulb showing the direction of fuel flow. The connector that goes to the generator will also have an arrow showing the direction of fuel flow. The end that goes to the tank itself will have an icon of a fuel tank and an arrow showing the direction of fuel flow. So in order to run the generator, real quickly, we'll hook the fuel tank in to the fuel tank. If your fuel tank has a manual on-off valve, you'll move the on-off valve to the on position. If your remote tank has a manual fuel tank vent, you will open the fuel tank vent. You'll connect the other end of the hose to the generator. Incidentally, all these instructions are written right here on this decal, which will make it easy for you, and that decal is included with the kit. So the next step will be to turn the fuel selector valve to the run position. And when you first hook it up, this hose is full of air, not gasoline. So you'll have to pump it until you feel the prime bulb moving fuel as opposed to air. And it's got fuel in it now. So once you get fuel all the way through the system, my kit includes an ignition switch to control the spark. Stock, the spark was controlled by this knob. In the off position, it shut off the fuel and shut off the spark. Now it simply shuts off the fuel, so that if you leave the spark in the on position and the fuel in the off position with the remote tank disconnected, you can run it for a few seconds and run the fuel out of the float bowl so that when you're transporting it, you don't leak gasoline. But at any rate, so in the remote tank, you'd turn it all the way to the choke position, ignition switch in the on position, and you'd pull the recoil rope. Once it starts up, if you're running off of the remote tank, you can move the fuel selector knob all the way to the off position, and it's now drawing fuel off of the remote tank. I strongly suggest that you keep the remote tank at the same height as the generator. Right now the remote tank is full of fuel, so the effective lift is from the top of this tank to here. If you're using a small 6-gallon tank, you're going to want them both to be on the ground next to each other. When you're running off the remote tank, when you're done running it and you want to shut the generator off, you simply shut off the spark. If you wanted to run it off the stock tank, you would disconnect the fuel line that goes to the remote tank, turn the spark back on, turn the fuel on, and this time we're not going to need to move it all the way to choke because it's been started up and run. So it's warmed up, we'll just put it to the run position and it should start, we'll see. Yeah, maybe not. It still wants a little choke. And now it's running off of the stock tank. And when it's running off the stock tank, when you're ready to shut it off, you can either shut the fuel off and it'll run for another 30 seconds or so until it runs itself out of gas, or if you want to shut it off immediately, you can shut off the spark. At any rate, that pretty much explains everything. If you are watching this on YouTube and you'd like more information, if you look below in the video description, you'll see a link to my website. When you go to my website, you can go to the page on this product and it'll list all the information that you may want. If you have need for more information, my phone number and email is listed on my website. You can contact me that way. That should just about cover it. I thank you for your time.